At the breakfast table the next morning, you finished your food faster than usual. Your sister Lizzie had to run out earlier to go play, but you stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Excited to see your new friend again, Lynk? Yeah, I am.
How sweet.
I'm so happy he moved in.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? I don't know, am I? Your bowl was entirely empty, so you nodded, or yeah. I gotta go with the smartass route. You gestured down to the empty dish in front of you, raising your eyebrows dramatically. Good job, he should be here soon. I feel like this is loud. Cleanup began, and then on cue there was a knock. It was hesitant, like the person wasn't sure they were in the right place, but still loud though. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Lynk, could you get it? I guess. I could. Wiggling out of your chair, Wiggling out of your chair without really pushing it back, you made your way to the door. Hey, Plays Games family, thanks for having us. Mr. Holden, as your moms called him, and his son were here. Can't read or speak. Cove looked different in the bright lighting of your living room and when he wasn't crying. He still looks sad, though. He looks sad. I don't like that. Cove is a sweet boy. I already know Cove. With his dad standing in front of him and mom and mommy behind you, and you and Cove looked at each other. Pleased to see your new friend again, you smile at Cove. He smiled back with some hesitation. Look at him, precious. You twisted the threaded bracelet on your wrist, crystal bead bracelet on your wrist, flower bead, or shell bracelet? Crystal bead. Always crystal beads, even though I have 9. I got a bruise though. I don't know if you could see it. Where do I need to be? Do you see a bruise? Probably not. It's tiny. I'm surprised I didn't bruise here. I had blood work done. What is it with me playing this game and having to go get blood work? Is this game cursed? Okay, let's go play in my room. Oh.
Take care.
Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids. Play nice. Oh. He gets the play nice warning, but I don't. Okay, cool. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little bit at the sight of your treasures. There were lots of stuffed animals, a cool bed, and a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't shown it to anyone in a while, but you were really proud of it. It is a cute room. I love that. Like the little bed right there, that's a cute bed. I love that. And then like the little desk area. Love. Leaned a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. I drew that. That's me. Every time someone goes, oh, that's awesome, I'm like, yeah, I did it. Like with my lunchbox. All day, every day. Cool. Yeah. Okay. He turned to look around at the room a little more, studying the books on your desk and the pictures on the walls. Am I nervous? Or am I glad for the company? I hope he likes my room. My current room's a mess and my cat is in her litter box. You had put a lot of effort into making your room as nice as it was. You hoped he didn't say anything bad about it. Then his eyes landed on a tiny box of beach things you collected, tucked away by your door. Ma'am. Sorry, guys. She decides to use the bathroom every time I record. Or I start doing something, like a voiceover, video, whatever. She thinks, oh hey, perfect time to pee. And knowing that a few people in my work crew may be watching this, no, that is not the same train of thought I have as soon as I get out to the floor. Assholes. It might be. Listen, I can't control my bladder. I got a really weak one. Just go back through my videos. You'll see. You'll see. Look. Go, do it. Do it. Won't? You scared? Ma'am. She got a bladder like her mama. He took a step towards it before hesitating and pointing at it instead. What's that? A hoard of stuff I found on the beach. Do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box in the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. I think so. Yeah, see? You just heard 2 pieces at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand. This is a good collection. You got a sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice or to be like Silo. He actually meant it. We don't talk about Silo. Oh right, I almost forgot Silo's gonna be here today. Is it Shiloh? Silo? I always read it as Silo. Or maybe I said Shiloh before. Oh well, however I say it now will be how it's said. Lizzie's friend, or like her #1 fan, I guess. Do I have to see him? It should be okay. I mean, he's Lizzie's friend, not mine, but you know. Come on, check out my shells some more. I found this one under a big piece of seaweed that had washed ashore, and you pulled out a seashell after seashell. Blah, blah, blah. I can't speak. I just worked for 8 hours. Explaining where you got in each one and holding them up against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. Hold on a second. This cat just used the litter box and now she's eating. Sorry. Anyways, so most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Over the past few years, you'd learned some of their scientific names. Collection was so huge. You had lots of funny stories. I always got good stories. The best of stories, you know? Like, I can't wait till one day I could, like, have my new friends in my space and be like, look at this, look at that, look at this, and then tell them the stories of the things. It's great. I'm a giant child. I never learned to grow up. Apparently fascinated either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cove listened with what looked like the full force of his attention. Like when you almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scuttle back into the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost a twin to his home. It was a new experience to be at the center of such dedicated focus. But Cove hadn't been mean to you, so you didn't mind. Huh? That's an interesting wording. You smiled at him every now and then while showing him your collection. Come down to the living room. You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much of a chance to hang around. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. You guessed it was because you'd found each other by accident and a parent didn't make it happen. Mr. Holden must be right telling Cove his dad was part of that would be a bad idea. Even though technically, yeah, he was. But I wasn't going to take the money to be his friend. So really, the money doesn't have to be told about. We could just laugh at the fact that, like, his dad seemed like a kidnapper for a minute, even though he's a chill dude. Before you know it, you both have been escorted downstairs and deposited into the living room, ready for Silo's visit. Yeah, my eye itches. Oh, I have makeup in the corner of my eye. Anyways, the two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. Great. Ma'am, what are you doing? Bust it open and we could look while we wait for Silo. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh. Like he hadn't spoken out loud yet, he turned to you, held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of them. You could take it. Honestly, that is me. If someone goes, oh, I like this thing, I'm like, oh, you could have it. Funny enough, so I made new friends at work, right? And one of them is this like really sweet girl, and like I don't want to go into too much detail about people who may or may not be comfortable with an online presence, but she is just so sweet. And I wow, can't talk. I started to show her some of my art that I've made, and like was talking about YouTube, and she was like, oh my god, I love your art style. So I drew a picture of her and her boyfriend and gifted it to her because she liked my art. Anyways, really? Sure, you like it a lot, right? Uh-huh, but I don't want to take it from you. It's okay. You got the impression that he was hesitant to accept something because he didn't know you very well. Insist. No, it's okay. It's for you. You pushed the shell against Cove's chest, willing him to receive the present. But Cove firmly shook his head and kept his arms tightly at his sides. It was a battle you couldn't win, at least not today. Cove was your neighbor now, so maybe you could give it to him another time. Ma'am, can we not? Not those zoomies. Leave the window alone. Hayes. Come on. Come on, Venezi. Ma petite Venezi. The two of you were still sitting on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, you figured it was probably Silo. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel better. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. You'll be alright. He's here, so we can't tell him to leave. He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, and finally paused with his gaze locked onto the back of the house. I could go out the window. He was already walking towards it. Scrambling to think of something to say, you stepped forward and then paused. Do you want to break your other arm? No. I feel bad about ditching Silo. Silo's gonna love you. He likes everyone. I mean it. But I don't want to see him. I don't know him. That's a very good point, Cove. You teased him, you comforted him, you encouraged him. Let's encourage. Woo. Hey, if you have a hard time with him, I'll tell him to leave. Is that okay? Okay. Silo poked his head into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he heard what you'd been saying or not, but you guessed that he had. Hi, Lynk. And hi, Cove? Cove shot you an uneasy glance. I'm Silo. It's nice to meet you. Yeah. You have a lot of freckles. Right, I do. What are you guys doing? We're looking at shells.
Can I do it too?
Oh, his voice. Oh my god, I've never paid attention to that detail. That's so adorable. Like, he's just a child. Since I know what happens ahead of this, oh, it makes me sad. Cove shrugged and then looked back at your box of beach findings. Ma'am! What about that one? The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach thing some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else, especially if Cove was having fun. Hey, check out this scallop shell I found. Cool, right? It's a pretty color, kinda like my cast. The beautiful glittering pink did look a bit like the wrap around his arm. Pink is a nice color. Okay. This boy does not get along with... They don't... Why? Why Cove?
Oh?
Is it your favorite? Not really. What is? Maybe green or blue, might be yellow. Oh, those are all cool.
I guess.
I like those colors too. Both of them smiled. Like usual, it didn't take long for Silo to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Silo didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either. Is Lizzie coming back? Don't know. Where'd she go? I think she's at the beach, probably. Is she playing at her park? Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of the park. He looked towards you. There's a park? Yep, but it's old. Can you show me? I wanna go. He started getting up before you even had answered. Silo jumped up beside him in excitement. Really? You do too, right, Lynk? The park is fun. The park is pretty great. It's right at the beach, so there's lots of fun stuff to do and lots of sand. It has a jungle gym and a bunch of swings. That sounds like it could be cool. So, are we going to find Lizzie? He is obsessed with her. So mad, because I know things that you guys might not know. You know what? I just realized I might actually have the same haircut as when I started this originally. I gotta go back and look. But not right now. Don't know, I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Adrift without any direction, Silo finally turned to you. He perked up. Both the boys wanted to go, so it was only fair. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park, and Lizzie had convinced her moms that it was so short she should always be able to, or be allowed to walk there by herself. Okay, so I'm gonna save this here because this has been a long episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this series again, and if you're not familiar with the beginning, like the first time I did the series, go back and watch it, or just experience it all anew, right here and now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.